station, Houston, on Space to Ground 2 for all USOS crew members. Need you to execute procedure, EMER procedure 3.4, Crew Dragon established safe haven. And if we need to suit up, we will do that once we're inside the Dragon. We will not suit up prior.
5 astronauts were briefly forced to take shelter or safe haven while new air leaks were being repaired on the International Space Station. The astronauts boarded a spacecraft attached to the ISS while 2 cosmonauts assessed the situation. The leaks were located on a section of the space station operated by Russia. The crew were able to resume normal duties about 2 hours later. For more, we want to bring in CBS News space consultant Bill Harwood. Bill, it's great to see you. For months, NASA and Russia's space agency Roscosmos have been debating over the cause and potential fixes of these small air leaks. What is at issue here?
Well, first of all, it's not been months, it's been years. You know, they discovered these leaks. These are very small leaks, I might add, almost 6 years ago, something like that. They've been working on it ever since, trying to figure out where they're coming from and what you can do to stop it. The Russians have implemented several intermittent fixes using sealants. In this particular module, it's at the very back end of the station. It's a tunnel-like place where cosmonauts can float in from a Soyuz cruise ship or even bring in supplies from a cargo ship. They normally leave the hatch sealed. They put the pressure down lower so they don't lose as much air. But this is something that's been going on for a long time. The Russians apparently discovered 2 new leaks in that little module. And so that's what they were troubleshooting today when the rest of the crew got inside their Crew Dragon.
Bill, how common is it for astronauts to be given safe haven orders?
You know, the whole concept of safe haven is, for example, if you know that a piece of space junk is going to pass close by the station, the crews will get in their respective, return to Earth ships that are always docked at the station, just in case, so that if something really catastrophic happened, the crews could get home safely. This was a little bit unusual because this problem is in the Russian section of the station, so NASA doesn't really have hands-on control of any sort of repairs like that. And so when they know the Russians are going to do something, especially involving leaks, they're just taking that extra step to be as safe as possible. No one expected anything like a catastrophic problem, but, that's what NASA does. They cover all the bases in a situation like that. And so that's what they did. This happens from time to time, like I said, with close encounters with space debris. This one's a little bit unusual.
You mentioned there's this tunnel. Where exactly do they go?
Well, where they go for safe haven is the spacecraft that brought them up to the space station. In the case of the Americans, 4 people came up on a Crew Dragon, but there's another astronaut from NASA who launched on a Russian Soyuz. So in these situations, NASA takes responsibility for the crew members they're responsible for. So in this case, all 5 of those people went to the Crew Dragon that's docked to the space station. All they had to do was close the hatch, undock, and come home if they had to. The Russians would go into their Soyuz capsule and do the same thing if it came down to that.
All right, Bill Harwood painting a very good picture for us there. Thank you so much.